Okay, guys, welcome to Science Today. So, um, we've just finished up Unit 2, which was all physical science. And what this unit is going to be is I'm going to share my screen here. And so this is going to be kind of a review today. So I went and looked. So we did lesson 2.8 on August 10th, and I went up to 2.17 yesterday. So 2.8, 2.9, 2.10, 2.11, 2.12, 2.13, 14, 15, 16, 17 are all in Google Classroom. So you have to go back to the August 10th is when I did 2.8. And that was on net forces, gravity, and fiction. So this is just, this would be how you, if you're getting ready to take, the task science might be a good way for you to do a little bit of reviewing. So this just basically takes a couple questions from each of those units. So this one asks about force and motion, especially net gravity and friction. And that's 2.8. 2.9 and 2.10 was what we did on Newton's law of motion, law 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And then 2.11 and 2.12 were potential, kinetic, and Newtons in joules. Okay. And then 2.13 and 2.14 were about light and sound waves. That's wave, spectrum, frequency, traverse. 2.15 was speed, velocity, and acceleration. 2.16 was energy transfer, forms energy that changes from one to another. And then yesterday's was conservation of energy, law of pendulum, and the first law of thermodynamics. So what you would just need to do is kind of go back and just go over those lessons again, read through them, and just put a couple basically ideas about each of those. And what this has become, it becomes a study guide for you. Okay, so, and then if you go here, then there's some specific questions, and these might be specific questions that are right on the task test. Okay, this says choose a phrase that best completes sentence. When a substance burns blank, a physical reaction takes place. The atoms of the original substance are rearranged, and new substance produced as different atoms, solution forms. So think about, we talked when we were doing like physical characteristics. Okay, what happens to wood when it burns, or a substance when it burns? If we're just going to use wood, it starts to turn a different color, okay, and then ashes form. So that's something physically that changes about that. So if we go down to, and you can see there are, I think, 20 of these. Oh, more than 20. Okay. But all the answers are right down here at the very end. So you guys can do it a couple ways. You can certainly look at the answer and then go back into the unit and look for the answer. That way it's just reaffirming it. Or you can certainly try this on your own, see how you do, and then go back and really look at the answers. Okay, and the answers are all right here. Okay, so, and I know August 10th, that was maybe 5 weeks ago. That's when we did the first one, 2.8. So that might be kind of a while ago. So it's really, I know that might seem like a long time, but if you're in a regular science class, I mean, this might be a quiz after like a month-long unit, okay? And just look at it that way. And it's okay if you don't get every question right. That's perfectly fine. I'm just doing this as a review for you guys. I think it's just important for you to go back and look through those units. Like I said, if you go back to August 10th, that's when 2.8 starts. And they're all posted in Google Classroom. So, this is just kind of a measuring stick to kind of see where you're at. And then, like I said, when you go up to the first part, this is really going to be a study guide for you. So what you want to do is just put a couple of what you think are something about net force. So maybe you want to put net force on that first line. Put something about gravity. Put something about friction. Then Newton's laws, you can just spell out 1, 2, and 3. And just put them in your own words so you understand them. You don't really have to put it word for word when you find what Newton's law number 1 is or Newton's law number 2. You want to put them in kind of how you can remember what Newton's law is, okay? And then potential and kinetic. And there's going to be some formulas there, and they're pretty basic. You might want to put those down. Certainly on the test, it's going to give you the formulas. You don't have to memorize the formulas, but just get familiar with them. We do light and sound waves. Do what a wave is, what a spectrum, what a frequency is. And that was basically, we talked about waves going up and down. So that's just, if you want to do a little picture, I know there's a picture in that one, that would be great. And then speed, velocity, acceleration, once again, those are going to be formulas. You don't have to memorize those, but you want to get familiar with what the formula for speed is, what the formula for velocity is, what the formula for acceleration. So in case on the science it asks you, it gives you to figure out acceleration, basically, I remember that, what the formula for acceleration is. It's just going to make it your life a little bit easier. And then the last 2 days, energy transfer and conservation of energy. That's what we did the last 2 days. Those will be a little bit fresher. So just jot down, talking about energy changing from one form to another. And the conservation of energy, that was kind of a scientific experiment we did yesterday. And so you can just go back and review that. And then I would just try to take this quiz here. You certainly can have your, you can refer to the old units when you're answering the question. And just do the very best you can. This was, it's only a month. That might seem like a lot, but I think it's only about 9 units. So certainly just go work through that and do the very best you can. Then, like I said, at the end, if you want to check your answers, you can. Or if you want to just go by and look at the answers, basically, and then sound and light energy are carried by waves. Go back and look what wave is. And it says an object does not conduct heat very well as an insulator. That's why a lot of our wires are insulated. That way the electricity, basically, you don't get shocked when you touch a wire. That's like a lot of them have like that rubber insulation on them. And this one's about frequency. So you can just go back and review those units and do the best you can on it, okay? And starting next week, we're going to move into the 3rd unit. And let me see, just so I get an idea here. I think 3rd is, I think it's biology, but anyways, let's see here. It'll show me. Oh, 3rd unit is scientific method. So we'll pick up a little, we did the introduction to scientific method yesterday. We'll dive a little deeper into that. All right, you guys, I'm going to post a reading article here shortly. So if you want to join me for reading, it'll be about 11 o'clock. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day. Bye.